What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Mathews, back at it again with another hometown take. Today I'm talking about the Atlanta Hawks, and this is just a big old pile of Atlanta Hawks news type video. We got some news we got to talk about. We got some more trade rumors we got to talk about. It's happening all summer long, I'm telling you. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, check out the link down below. To buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel, help fuel the Atlanta Hawks to a great off season. And turn on notification bells if you haven't already so you get my content as soon as it drops. You can be the first one to like, comment, all that good stuff. So make sure your notification bells are turned on. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the video. First things first, the Atlanta Hawks have a new general manager, and no, nobody got fired, none of that. It's all good stuff. Landry Fields got promoted to the title of general manager. And if you're thinking, Landry Fields, why that name sounds so familiar? It's not just because he's been in the Hawks front office since 2020. Landry Fields played for the New York Knicks and the Toronto Raptors. I'll have to look up, but I'm pretty sure he played with Jeremy Lin during the Linsanity era and all that good stuff. I know pretty sure he played with Danilo Gallinari while he was in New York as well too. So if Landry Fields sounds familiar, that's why. He was also a player, but he's been with the Hawks front office since 2020. He's gonna take over the role as general manager effective July 1st, 2022. Obviously, I told you he was an NBA player who became a college scout before eventually working his way up to the position of general manager for the Spurs G League affiliate, the Austin Spurs. And Fields has worked for the Hawks as an assistant general manager since 2020. And in case you guys are wondering, because I know you all are probably wondering, yes, Travis Schlenk is still calling all the shots. He's still going to work under Travis Schlenk. So he's still reporting to Travis Schlenk. So Travis Schlenk is probably still going to be calling most of the shots. Now, will Landry Fields have a big say in what happens? I'm sure he will, but I'm thinking Travis Schlenk is still making all of the final decisions as president of basketball operations, because that's what Travis Schlenk's title is now. So Landry Fields is general manager. Travis Schlenk, we trust in Schlenk, is president of basketball operations. Landry Fields still working under Travis Schlenk. Travis Schlenk still calling shots. Landry Fields still working under him, so don't panic. Travis Schlenk is still the head, the brains of the operation. But Landry Fields does get to move up, so good for him. That's one piece of news. Another piece of news, quickly, a couple actually smaller pieces of news. So the Hawks did confirm that Bogdan Bogdanovic underwent surgery on his right patella tendon to address knee inflammation, and he will rehabilitate over the offseason and is expected to make a full recovery in advance of the regular season. Now, not only that, but they did give a second injury update saying Jalen Johnson underwent a non-surgical procedure on his left knee to address tendonitis. He will rehabilitate over the offseason and is expected to make a full recovery in advance of training camp. So Bogdan Bogdanovic, if he's still on the team, we'll get into that here in a second. He'll be back for the regular season. He got a procedure done to address his knee inflammation. Jalen Johnson had a non-surgical procedure done to address his tendonitis, and he'll be back before training camp. So minor things there on the injury front, but nothing serious. No real, time is going to be missed. Bogdan won't be available for training camp if he is on the team, but he'll be back for the regular season. Jalen Johnson will be back for training camp. So there you go. Now, let's get into the real juicy stuff. Shout out to Pat Benson. He's been coming with some really good Hawks information. I'm going to go ahead and go to his tweet with the link to his latest article. So, and he actually shouts out Bleacher Report's Jake Fisher, who has been on, some good. He's an NBA insider who's been doing some good reporting thus far. So let's get into some trade rumors and some free agency news and all that good stuff. Number one, Zach LaVine. I kind of told y'all this, so y'all shouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to tell y'all again. Jake Fisher has reported that Zach LaVine is expected to re-sign with the Chicago Bulls. Again, no surprise there. This should not be breaking news to you. They just went to the playoffs. Lonzo Ball was injured during their playoff run. They faced some injuries throughout the season. And the Bulls are on the rise. I am not shocked at all that he's going to try and come back and the Bulls are going to try and, quote unquote, run things back. So Zach LaVine is expected to re-sign with the Chicago Bulls. So obviously that takes the Hawks and some other teams, the Lakers and, Pacers, Denver, whoever else was in the running, takes them out of it because he's probably going to come back to the Bulls, which I told y'all. So anywho, next though, this is the real big news that has come about, as of late. So the Hawks could potentially acquire Rudy Gobert with a trade with some combination of Clint Capella, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and the number 16 overall pick. That trade could send Rudy Gobert to the Atlanta Hawks. Again, it'll be some combination of Clint Capella, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and the number 16 overall pick, which the Hawks have, for Rudy Gobert. Now, quick thoughts on this trade. I'm okay with it. Clint Capella, obviously, you would think had to be involved in the trade. I mean, they would need another starting center. So Clint Capella obviously does, no problems there. John Collins, that might be a little much, but, to get an All-NBA player and 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, you got to give up something. That's okay. And Kevin Huerter, I'm really good on Kevin Huerter, especially if we end up keeping Bogdanovic. I'm okay with getting rid of Kevin Huerter. He's a little too inconsistent for me. He's younger than Bogdan, yes. Maybe a little bit durable, yes. But Bogey has been more consistent off the bench, and I think the Hawks are really trying to go after somebody to go in the backcourt with Trae Young. So that's going to mean Kevin Huerter's not going to start. And if Kevin Huerter's not going to start, they really liked Bogey off the bench. So, and that's going to build up a logjam if you have whoever the Hawks bring in to go in the backcourt with Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, and Bogey Bogdanovic. You're not going to keep all three of those starting caliber shooting guards on the team. So one of them is going to have to go. If that one is Kevin Huerter, I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with getting rid of Bogey, but I'm okay with, in a win-now situation, I'm okay with keeping Bogey over Kevin Huerter because Bogey, like I said, he's a little bit more consistent. He's okay with coming off the bench. He thrived in that coming off the bench role when Kevin is better as a starter. So I'm okay with the Hawks keeping Bogey in this situation. So keep your eye out for that. Some combination of Clint Capella, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and the number 16 overall pick could bring in Rudy Gobert. And additionally to that, the Hawks now seem set on keeping, obviously, Trae Young, but now they seem set on keeping DeAndre Hunter and Onyeka Okongwu, which has always kind of been the theme overall. We all knew Trae Young isn't going anywhere. That's obvious, no-brainer. But when you talk about guys that they're willing to move on from, but really don't want to move on from, that was definitely DeAndre Hunter and Onyeka Okongwu. They're guys, if you're going to bring have to trade for, a Bradley Beal or, a Donovan Mitchell or somebody like that, then yeah, you're probably going to have to give those guys up. But if you're not getting that type of player, then they're definitely going to keep DeAndre Hunter and Onyeka Okongwu. So this report from Jake Fisher kind of just double downs on that. So definitely want to keep a young core of Trae Young, Onyeka Okongwu, and DeAndre Hunter, especially if they're going to get rid of John Collins. You got to think not DeAndre Hunter, but Onyeka Okongwu is going to probably get some good minutes at that starting power forward spot if they do, in fact, get rid of John Collins, which I like, man. If we do end up bringing in Rudy Gobert, give me Trae Young, whoever's going to go next to Trae Young in the backcourt, because I like bringing in Rudy Gobert, but who else are we bringing in? Because Rudy Gobert is not enough to win an NBA championship. I mean, look at Utah. They had Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, and a first-round exit. So who else are we bringing in? We need Trae Young, another scorer, another bucket getter in the backcourt, starting along with him. DeAndre Hunter, Onyeka Okongwu, Rudy Gobert. That's a good starting five, depending on the two guard we bring in. But I like the idea of keeping DeAndre Hunter. I mean, he has a chance to be really, really good. He's been consistent when he's healthy. More consistent than what Cam Reddish was. So I like the fact of re-signing DeAndre Hunter, bringing him back. You need big two-way players in this NBA, and that's what DeAndre Hunter is. A big two-way guard. He's your best wing defender, one of your best defenders overall, so you got to keep a dude like DeAndre Hunter on your team, and I like the fact that the Atlanta Hawks are trying to do that. So watch out for that as well. I dropped this video yesterday. The Atlanta Hawks still are reported to be very, very open to trading John Collins for the Portland Trail Blazers, number 7 overall pick. So that is definitely still out there. So shout out to Jake Fisher, shout out to Pat Benson for all the good Hawks info. Again, Landry Fields, the new GM, but it's still going to be reporting to Travis Schlenk. Travis Schlenk still the head of everything, still going to be calling all the shots. President of basketball operations, Travis Schlenk is now. So there you go, some Hawks news for you. So, you know, it did seem like everybody was on the table besides Trae Young. Now it seems more like, okay, Onyeka Okongwu is definitely probably going to stay. DeAndre Hunter, they're going to come up with a contract extension for him. And, whew, y'all, it seems like John Collins is going to be gone. It seems like John Collins is going to be gone. And if you didn't know, real quick, too, they have to make a decision on Danilo Gallinari fairly soon, too, because if he's on the team, I think by the night of the NBA draft or something like that, then they have to pay him like his whole salary, or if they waive him before like July 1st, something like that, they got to pay like him just $5 million of his salary. I got to look up the exact info, but actually, no, this isn't it, but I can pull it up for you guys real quick. If the 33-year-old power forward is waived before July 1st, the organization only has to pay $5 million of his remaining salary, which they are going to do, whether it's waive him or re-sign him to a cheaper deal, or, you know, just waive him, trade him, whatever. They're going to do something where they don't have to pay all of his salary, because paying what the rest of his salary, his remaining salary, is ridiculous for what Danilo Gallinari is bringing us now. So there you go. But guys, I'm running out of time, so make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, check out the link down below to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. And until I talk to you guys next time, make sure you stay true to Atlanta, believe in Atlanta, go Hawks, peace.